recognized via audio. In public. You did? Are you kidding, Meryl? Who knew our audience? Wow.
Where's the server?
Okay. Did she give us any more love?
Yeah, yes, she did. She's like, hey, enjoy it.
Oh my God. Do you know how seriously, even without regular one weekday, how rare it really is to run this. I mean, it doesn't happen often. So on a podcast, in this, as crowded as that sphere is, that's pretty great.
Yeah, so I was like, woo, Great Northern Sex Cast.
I want a t-shirt. I got to order a t-shirt. I keep forgetting.
Yeah, we got them at Redbubble. I don't know if you heard that.
No.
Redbubble is a you can just put your designs on, and you can put your design on anything. You can put it on a mug, a coffee carrier, a phone case, T-shirts, a whole bunch of different type of clothing, leggings if you want. So Sarah did the new Great Northern Sex Cast logo, and then did the Fantasy Gifts logo, and they're on there. And I'm like, excited. And you don't have to, and you're not shelling out any money. You know, they only print the thing or do the thing if, someone orders something and no one's sitting on stock. Mm-hmm. Which is, how today's retail sort of works. Right. Nobody sits on a lot of stuff for a long time. Well, excuse me. And so you can go to like Redbubble, search Fantasy Gifts, and you'll find us.
Okay, that is so cool. I need a red, a Great Northern Sex Cast t-shirt. If I wanted to get a sweatshirt, could I?
I think we collect on hoodies and a couple different things. Yeah. Yes. There's like a baseball style shirt or something. If not, we can poke around and add it. Yeah. There are so many things.
I want a big giant pullover hoodie with our logo on the back. Mm-hmm. Because I just think that'd be really cool. Yeah, Perry, you'd wear one.
Oh, hell yeah.
I know you would. Totally. You'd wear it up to the camp. Yeah. So Perry LaPeri's in the room with us. You haven't visited in a long time. This is your first visit to the new headquarters. Isn't this kind of fun?
Yes, it is. It is actually more relaxing.
Yeah.
It is. It's like we're at home.
We're not yet. Well, it is the furniture for my parents' old den, so that might have something to do with it.
Nice furniture. It's comfy.
And I'm pretty sure the 500,000-pound desk over there was from one of my dad's first businesses back in the 70s. So there is a lot of nostalgia. I can't. They're like, we can make room and get a desk. I'm like, no. No, that's not going anywhere.
See, I like it that I'm not the only person who's attached to stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, it's not everything. I went through my house this weekend and tossed a whole bunch of crap.
Did ya?
But there were certain things that I just no. I mean, the hat over there on the lamp, that's my dad's. It's just there.
Right.
I got
what I thought that was? I thought that was what you took to the stadium to watch the Twins. Yeah. To keep the sun off your head.
My dad had a couple of those hats. He had a beige one and a blue one. The beige one's at my house, and the blue one's there. And in fact, I actually, Fred's trying to crawl under the sofa. It's really adorable. Or scratch it, or get a little doggy.
I really should try to take a picture of that.
Yeah. And I got it. I grabbed when we were going through all the stuff and moving my mom. I'm like, this. I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but I've got his robe.
Oh.
Because my dad was either dressed to the nines, or in a robe with a cup of coffee and a cigarette. I mean, that's how everybody remembers Mr. Bertino.
That's funny.
And so there were just a couple things that I'm like, no, this is mine.
Yeah.
And I'll just 40 years from now, when I'm a bag of ashes, in a shopping bag, then my daughter can deal with it. But until then, I'm not,
So no, I mean, I get it. I have an old bucket hat of my dad's that was with an Anaheim Rams emblem on it, okay? Mm-hmm. So how many times have the Rams moved since then? Like 8? But I still have that, so I totally get it. So Perry, you and I have, been communicating on text. What's the last event, the last thing that happened that you want to share details with?
Oh my God. Well, see, last time I was on was before Kinky Camp.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Do you tell about Kinky Camp?
Oh, Kinky Camp was actually a lot of fun. We had I believe it was right around 100 guys, maybe a little over. I can't remember.
Oh, was it all guys?
Yep.
Yeah,
okay. It's all guys. It's for the gay, bisexual, curious, transgender men.
Okay.
No, we had roughly about 100 guys. I can't remember if it was just below or just above. Anyways, right around 100 guys. As far as I know, everyone had a great time. I haven't heard anything negative. The food was great. We supply the meals as well, which we had more roast. We had smoked roast beef sandwiches, and then not sandwich, but roast beef, smoked roast beef, and also smoked ribs.
Because if you're going to get kinky, you need to be well fed.
You're damn right.
Yeah, because you do not want to be distracted by hunger.
Exactly.
No.
Well, and I'm all
and
about...
food is also central.
You know, I can understand eating a lot of meat, but there's other food you got to put in your life.
You got it.
Right.
Bing, bing,
So,
bing, bing. Yes.
moving to the kinky aspect of things, away from the cafeteria, like what do you have any good vignettes you can share with us?
Oh God, where to start? Well, I can say this: with a lot of with the great majority of the individuals that were there had an awesome time. Whether they were playing out and around or in the gentleman's lounge, we're not calling it the play area anymore. We're calling it the gentleman's lounge because there are females that do come around as far as to see the demonstrations and the presentations.
What would those be about?
Well, this year we had fire cupping, hot rocks, fire play, sounds. We also had Smitten Kitten came over and they gave us a demonstration on insertables and lubes that work with them.
They have some good stuff, yeah.
Yes, they do. Mm-hmm. And then we had one on aftercare. We had on dungeon, as far as dungeon monitoring, as far as someone who watches, make sure look for verbal and non-verbal communications. We had 10 different demonstrations going on.
Wow.
The one that caught my eye is fire play.
Thank you. I was just going to sit there and say, what the hell?
It was a lot of different things, but that one sort of went, whoop, just sort of ran to the front of my brain there and said, knock, 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 tell me more.
Well, my friends, Frank and Penny, they actually did a thing as far as fire play on different things as far as alcohol, rubbing alcohol fire and different foam fire play and such like that. And it's not a matter of burning a person up. It's a matter of getting warm, sensual spots.
Oh. Are there actual flames involved? Is what I need to know.
Yes, but it's not in your growing area. It's not you're not burning off your pubic area. You're not doing this kind of thing. It's on different parts of your body, as far as your stomach, your back, your feet, your legs.
Oh yeah, no, I've seen stuff like that. I've got friends that do firework and blow fire and stuff like that, and I know that there's folks that will do a show and they're you've got. I mean, I know what it's like, and let's say they're out at a show or a magician or something like that. But now you've moved that realm of playing with those things into hopefully not a bedroom with flammable curtains, but you know what I mean. Yeah,
exactly. Well, they did several different demonstrations on. Penny had done one with this foam. I can't remember what it was offhand. Mm-hmm. But it kind of, to me, looked like a shaving foam. Mm-hmm. And then she put it all over her husband's back, and then she lit it up. And then after it got so warm, then she took her wet cloth and wiped it all off.
Mm-hmm. So he didn't get burned?
No.
Now, see, heat rises up, which is one of the things when you see folks that are blowing flame and juggling and and putting it in their mouth and all that. They first of all, you'll see them play with a little bit so that the excess fluid and stuff is burned off. Right. And so there's skill to it. So I can see that.
Real skill to it.
Yeah, I mean, not that but I've seen plenty of folks that are like I said, I know performers, and so if you can juggle something on fire or do something when you're or swallow the flaming sword or stuff like that, this is going to be a similar thing.
Oh yes, exactly. Mm-hmm.
I'm sitting in between you two, so casually talking about flames. I'd be like, fire! Call 911! Ah! Like, no, I'm sorry, no. No.
I am fond of a bonfire and all this sort of stuff.
Oh, same here.
And all that.
I'm kind of a pyro, but it's not going to burn up a person.
No.
Well, you can just stay over there.
I had the best bonfire years and years ago. we were like, there may have been a couple
it's
of
like
cocktails involved.
I gotta keep feeding it and make sure I get a good fire.
And we're like, what else can we burn? I'm like, okay, we can't burn. Oh, wait a minute, I know where there's pallets. And someone goes get their truck, and they load it up with pallets, and because it's in a big field. I mean, there's nothing anywhere near. And I'm like, hey, if the guy that's like 6'4" can reach into the pickup truck and grab a pallet, so can I. I am 5'3", and this is a lifted pickup. I get the thing out, put it on the fire. The next day, I could not raise my arms above my head.
Okay.
Yeah. I was like, oh, but it was a good fire.
Told you fire was dangerous. Told you. Like nobody, I'm sitting here. Oh God, I'm the adult.
I love. That's one of my favorites. Going up. Yeah.
So is the whole Twin Creeks thing shut down for the winter, kind of?
Yeah,
or?
Two Creeks is now shut down.
Two Creeks, sorry.
Yeah, it shut down the middle of October.
Okay, so you're going to be kind of tame until unless you start fires on people. Until when? Like May?
Yes, till May.
Okay. All right.
And then the second thing that caught my ear was the fact about the observing. Is going through there. And when you're talking, I mean, I'm assuming they talk about who you choose to be your observer, or is it usually, are you talking about when you're in a group, or just people take turns? Like, okay, now it's, I've been over there, now it's my turn to observe.
Well, I think a lot of it is individuals who know what to look for, that'll actually step and say, I can do it because I know what to look for, or these kind of things. It's a matter of, as far as like the dungeon monitoring aspects, it's, there's the nonverbal communication that you have to look for, and it's not only with the sub or the dom looking for it, but it's also the dungeon monitor also looking for different signals. So let's say you have someone tied up and their hands are just turning blue. It's like, dungeon monitor, hey, you notice that their hands are turning blue. Maybe you should address this issue.
I'm a very logical person. I'd be good for stuff like that. I used to pay attention to what was, going on, and when I was doing stuff for friends or parties or this or that, and I go, hey, where'd this person go, or what's going on? I would be a very good dungeon monitor.
I would like to see the ZipRecruiter Monster.com job description for that position. Dungeon monitor.
That's good, yeah.
LinkedIn post. Looking for seeking dungeon monitor. Message me. Like,
must be
really
very observant.
Oh my God.
I notice things. This is stuff I would.
You do.
I would
You actually.
I would be
really
good at that. I would be a good dungeon monitor.
You would.
Yeah.
Oh, shall we look at some news, guys?
Sure. Sometimes I decide to look at it, and sometimes I decide to be surprised. And today I am surprised because I was doing about 5,000 things before you got here.
Breast in Show is the headline for this one. And so the Sports Illustrated / Victoria's Secret swimsuit models. Do you ever wonder how women that have not enough body fat can even have boobs in the beginning? Like, let's just start there. But then, not only that, they're wearing a bikini that probably has a ½ ounce of fabric in toto. And how do their boobs stick straight up? And beyond even just fake boobs.
Well, that the fact, one, they're all really young. I mean, gravity has not found anything they might have.
Oh, that's true.
It's not as though, someone who's given birth 3 times is trying to keep their boobs up or is running around,
But I'm saying there is a gravity issue, even when you're 20. I'm sorry, but it's an issue. Well, here's the deal. They wear push-up bras under the bikinis and they airbrush them out. Ta-da!
That don't surprise me.
It just got
surprise me.
out.
Oh, I thought they duct taped.
They did, well, no, this is even more. I mean, I'm sure some do. Depends on what you got to work with. But what I'm saying is they have now come out. It's out. The cat's out of the bag. The bra's out.
So obviously that can't work for their runway shows.
No.
Okay,
but just for the pictures.
Oh, okay.
Yep, just for the pictures. So there you go. And like think about this, and this one really hammered the point home for me. Strapless bikinis. There is no possible way in a strapless bikini.
Oh, no, that just squashes your tits straight to your chest.
Right. So, I believe it.
Oh, yeah, because I look at this stuff. I just honestly, I thought they duct taped them underneath. Shoved them up. Those.
There's only so much that can be done there, though.
So they are, so they just...
And they Photoshop them
Now, put it this way, if you
cheating.
can Photoshop out the bra, why don't you just Photoshop in the cleavage?
Right.
I suppose, yeah. Then again, I can say this is real boobs. I mean, so...
Okay, but I thought that was...
It has to look hilarious when they're getting these when they're getting the women dressed.
Oh, yeah.
Here's what you're wearing. Here's what's underneath. We'll make this... It has to be absurd.
I mean, now, what, do we have girdles under the bottoms? It's like, come on, guys. What the fuck? So, a former prostitute from London kind of gives a day in the life look at what really goes on, and it's kind of interesting. This is a girl named Miranda Kane. She's 36. She got into the business when she was 23, and she worked as a BBW, which I guess that's Big Beautiful Women, sex worker for 7 years. And long story short, we'll post this link. Megan always does that for us on the Great Northern Sexcast Facebook page. But I think what's fascinating is she talks about, okay, who buys what you have to do, and in between you have to vacuum, you've got to wash sheets, you've got to wash up. So you're half hotel maid and half, glamour puss / sex worker. It's a pretty interesting story.
I never thought about it. There'd be a lot of laundry if you were
There's a ton of laundry.
A lot of different sheets and all that sort of stuff. There would be a lot. Wow.
And
I mean, hopefully, let's put it this way. Hopefully, there is a lot of laundry.
Right.
Yeah. Well, and she actually also requires everybody shower first. Mm-hmm. So she goes through a lot of shower supplies for men and all the different things that they're going to need. Yeah, it's pretty interesting. So check it out. And she made up to 2,000 euros for overnights.
Well, she needs all that money to pay the water bill.
Yeah, water bill, that's all.
Yeah. God, there isn't enough little washer pods for that kind of stuff. You guys, this one, we heard about the glitter vagina bombs that we thought were a really bad idea.
Bad idea. No, there are just certain places, I don't care, you do not put glitter.
Right.
No, I don't care. Male, female, so you just... No glitter in your groin. Let's just... No.
Well, now it's the armpits. Yeah, I waited for you. I waited for you to almost take a drink of your coffee to say that.
I could have spewed coffee all over you.
I know. I've timed that perfectly to avoid a disaster. I did. Yeah. First we had the glitter boobs, then glitter bums. Okay, we're on a glitter kick right now. Apparently, it's like we're on a thing. So now, glitter is going all over the armpits, and they're uploading these pit shots to the social media things. And the hashtag is GlitterPits. GlitterPits. Somebody has a fetish for this.
Well, there are some people who have some fetishes for armpits.
Yeah.
But, no.
I just... Okay, honestly, once again, I know a lot of performers. They do put glitter on, and you do end up with glitter everywhere. Yeah. But to actually target your armpit...
To me,
I mean, it's glitter is metallic. I think, once again, in your armpit, I also think it would be irritating. I mean, think about it. I mean, I'm not wearing a sweater here.
It's like sand.
Yeah.
Yeah, in some really prolific sweat gland areas. What if you clog and then you get a big pit zit? I mean, that would just be bad.
Isn't that attractive?
Can you imagine?
Right?
Can you imagine, you go to get like a wax and they're like, why is your pit sparkly?
Yeah.
Maybe that's why they have the glitter, so it can cover up them pit.
Okay, so I ended up, I have a confession to make.
So are we talking, I mean, is male and female? Mostly women here?
Women right now,
but
God, who knows?
Yeah. So are we going to have glitter chest hair, glitter back hair? Actually, glitter chest hair, depending on what's going on.
I've seen guys putting glitter in their beard and going, well.
Well, we're coming up to the Christmas season, so we're going to run across those full beards with the glitter and the tiny little ornaments and stuff like that.
Those big bushy beards just freak me out. God, I don't like them. I'm sorry.
Oh, I like a maintained beard, but when they start getting all ZZ Top, all I keep thinking is, what else is in there?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean, you have some facial hair going.
Yeah, my beard now here starting November.
Well, yeah, you got that.
But how far would you take it though, Perry? I mean,
actually, I'd say probably take about a week, and I'll probably end up shaving it off.
No, but what I mean is, how long would you be willing to go?
I've actually had a beard growing out about 3 inches. Yeah.
Really? And how'd that go?
Yeah, not so well.
Okay. It just seems like, I mean...
Just more hair. I got a comb. It's the reason why I don't have long hair. I don't even own a brush. I don't own a comb.
Neither do I. I got short hair too. I just put your fingertips and you go through and you're done.
As soon as my hair gets, as long as my fingers, if I can put it between my fingers and I can feel it towards the top, then it's time to shave it off.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Do you shave yourself bald or?
No, my head I shave bald. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You do.
Yeah.
Just and then let it come back.
A little bit on though to keep you warmer in the winter coming up.
Yeah.
I don't mind a little. I mean, like I said, I'm not anti-glitter. I just think that there's, you put a little, if you're in a costume and you put a little on your, on your cleavage, that's fine. Or if you're out you're doing some muscly stuff and you got sort of a shimmery lotion, that's fine.
Right.
But just to put it in places where it can grind in and irritate the skin, my brain goes. Sort of like, see, if I was like the glitter monitor, I would say no.
Oh boy, Colleen is the end-all, be-all monitor of all things. That is her.
I'm a parent. I told you. What did I think I said? When someone put a brick through one of my store windows.
Right.
Oh yeah.
And I didn't realize, when I got there, I didn't realize that had gone through, and then the officer showed up, and then they were the ones that set it off. And the one officer climbed through a broken plate glass window. And the mom and me immediately went, "What the hell are you doing?"
Right.
I mean, it's dangerous. Yes, it's an officer with a gun. I mean, he's a police officer. He's an inherently dangerous job.
Right.
Okay? But this was a store that sells... This is a retail store. If there's someone in the store, you're in the front of the store. There's somebody in the back of the store. You can wait until I get there with a key and let you in. Now, I didn't, like I said, I wasn't sure of all the details at the time, and they're the ones that actually were checking it out. There wasn't actually anyone in the store. But I still went, but it's a plate glass window.
Right.
It's dangerous.
Exactly.
You could have been serious. And it was like 3 hours later, I went, did I reprimand a cop?
How did you take it?
He just giggled. I mean, honestly, he goes, eh. He didn't, but I'm probably 25 years, he's probably in his mid-late 20s. So I'm actually old enough to be his mother, probably. There's a shot. And I just went, oh my God, I reprimanded a cop. But it was dangerous.
See, who gets to do that though? That's fantastic. I love it. And with no ill effects.
Yeah.
Okay, I am vindicated.
You were vindicated.
I'm vindicated. This activity is more stimulating than full sex. And yes, it has been scientifically researched by Stanford, not a rinky-dink institution.
Not Cosmo
and
or
it
Juggling.
is shopping. Shopping. Yes. And Colleen Fantasy Gifts marries the two of those things, sex and shopping. So you are in the sweet spot.
Oh,
but basically, they analyzed gamma brainwaves, and we'll put the article up.
So do folks go? Do you have to think about shopping, or do they have little electrodes on your brain while you're wandering through Target?
They don't explain how they did it, but it's Stanford. Okay, so they it's Stanford. I'm just saying.
Maybe that's why people why store security guards are always trying to kick people out of dressing rooms for getting it on.
That's probably what it is.
Well, when I worked at, I think I mentioned this before, when I worked at Donaldson's eons and eons ago, I was supposed to monitor the men's rooms because guys kept coming in and getting it on in the bathroom. And I'm 19 years old, and I'm looking at this, and I'm like, well, how long does it take someone to go to the John? What do I know? I'm like, I'm supposed to do what? It was hilarious. I'm like,
So you're supposed to monitor the men's room.
Yeah, see, I worked in the China department, and the men's room was in the corner over there.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
And over at Ridgedale, it was hilarious. And I just went, oh, that's nice. And I ignored it. I don't give a crap. 19, I care. But it was hilarious. Nobody ever used that men's room. That's why they found it.
Oh, God.
I mean, this was the 80s.
Yeah.
And I was just, but it was the most bizarre conversation I have. I wasn't a virgin. I was like, how do I know how long it's supposed to take?
There was a definite difference between the high that somebody who was buying something that they wanted versus the people that were deployed to follow them and make the same purchase, and they weren't attached to it. They didn't have the same high. You guys got to read this article. It's very interesting. It's very interesting.
No wonder mind you, please don't do this, you guys. If you need to buy something from Fantasy Gifts and you need to use it right away, please do not put the packaging in the parking lot.
Okay,
oh, God.
that's
when
fair.
you go. I mean, most of the time when you go home to your parking lot or parking garage or something like that, there is a dumpster nearby.
Exactly.
You can put it in there. Now, I mean, honestly, I don't find that much, but occasionally, I do, and I'm just like, you couldn't wait. You had to chuck it out in the parking lot.
Yeah.
Right.
It drives. I mean, honestly, it's
Bad
not
form.
that much, but it's still really annoying. But now I sort of understand. This study sort of explains that.
Right on.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
In other news that will completely freak Megan out,
What's the robot doing?
the robot now,
She fears our robot overlords.
yeah, Samantha Robot, and this is Sergey Santos, okay?
Mm-hmm.
He is now trying to work on AI technology that will tell the difference between, well, let me a stand-up Steve or a nasty Nick. I was going to say a nice guy or a fucker, but and she will reward him with more orgasms if she decides that he's a good guy.
Oh my.
So the last line of the story is pretty funny. You got to read the story, but last line of the story is so funny. It says, if you've ever been mean to Siri, you better hope the future doesn't come with iOS sex robot integration. And can I just tell you that one day I was trying to voice call somebody, and I'm saying the name, and this was my then business partner. So it's safe to say that we texted and called one another constantly.
Right.
I keep getting, you have no phone number for contacts named her name.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm on a walk, and I've got a dog, and I'm trying to get her, and I'm like, and I go through, and I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? I yell at Siri. She yells back, Kelly, language. I am not kidding you.
I do not have mine enabled, because I speak sort of fast. I tend to forget. I know what's going on in my head, but my daughter or the employees out there have to go, was there a sentence in there that you did not say? And I'll go, I go back. Yeah, okay. My switching from one subject to another can be rather abrupt.
Mm-hmm.
It happened very clearly in my brain.
Right.
But I didn't really communicate it all that well.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I can see what would happen if I had the Siri, because I wouldn't know what's going on.
Siri and I have kind of an up and down sort of relationship.
I've disconnected from her.
Actually, they've got a new Siri voice. Did you guys know that?
Oh, really?
No.
Yeah, it's a different voice now. They just
okay.
changed it. Okay, in the latest update, I just found out. I was like, that's weird. So Halloween came and went.
Oh.
It was a good Halloween.
Yes,
We
it
had
was.
Did you have a good time?
My neighborhood. Okay, it was started off slow because I wasn't sure about the weather, but then the wind died down, and then then I had a few trick or treaters, and then it went insane. And I looked out my door. It was like a Hollywood movie set.
Oh, wow.
Just hordes of children. They're all dressed up. Parents, most of them were dressed up.
Nice.
I felt very bad. I forgot to go out early and buy little tiny cups with the lids so that I could give out booze for the grown-ups.
Oh,
so I
yeah.
didn't. So I was feeling a little bad there, but next year.
Do Jello shots.
And see, that's one of the reasons
I did airplane bottles.
Yeah,
Oh, there you go.
but I couldn't get. Everything was gone. I mean, I'm like damn. So I usually give out Baileys.
Oh, nice.
That's pretty good.
One year I had the choice of Baileys or Godiva chocolate, but it was 80% Baileys, so I just went for that.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't have to worry about it.
Mm-hmm.
But I had lots of little kids, and they were just
It's so much. I love it. Did you get any trick or treaters, Perry?
Well, after standing and waiting for people, because it's a hard time for me going up and down the steps all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I live on the second floor. So after an hour and a half of waiting, I said, enough of this crap. Well, I only had one trick or treater.
Okay.
So I told my landlord, shut the lights off. I'm going upstairs.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So you were like the candy guy for the building?
Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah,
I had a good group. I like the little ones that are they're so shy. They're like,
oh, yeah.
I think
You
that's
get down
so
real low,
cute. Oh my God. But then there's the ones, and this was funny. This happened to somebody else at the office where one kid's there, but there's another kid hiding. When you open the door, they scare you.
Oh, yeah.
And then they after you're like, ah! And then you give them the candy, and they're like, did I actually scare you? And I'm like, yes, I peed my pants. Go, move along. Go away. No, it was fun. We had a good time. Anyway, just a quick witch note.
Okay.
There's and we'll put this up on the or the Facebook page actually, but there's a white witch named Kevin, a male, from England, who says, hello, the witch flying broom thing, actually the bristles go in the front. And it has to do with fertility, and it's supposed to be phallic, which I think the end still looks phallic. I mean, either way you do it, it looks phallic. But there's this whole controversy, and we'd love to hear back what people think. But it's like 75-25 of old ancient witch portrayals with the bristles in the front. Isn't that weird?
Really?
I didn't know that.
I thought it was sort of more of a Victorian sort of thing, sort of like witches and Halloween sort of happened about the same time that we got our modern version of Santa Claus and all that sort of stuff in the red, sort of. But now I gotta, I like to read. It'd be great.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Check it out. Make it a project. Get back to us. Okay. We're not going to spend a ton of time on this, but the two things that women want to hear men say during sex the most. Does anybody care to venture a guess? I was surprised.
I have no idea. I'm usually completely off when it comes to stuff like this.
Call me daddy.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Sorry.
I'm not kidding. That's number one. The other one is, tell me how tight it is. What? That's what I said. Okay. So, have either of you had TV interruptus where you've been watching something and somebody is just determined to get frisky with you?
Oh, God, yeah.
I don't have to deal with that because I don't. We don't watch. I don't watch the same television as my guy. We don't live together, so.
Perry, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
It's like that. Next to the last episode of the season,
yeah.
You're riveted, and they're like, blah, 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 and it's like, really? So this
Pause.
gal, but yeah, in this particular case, Emma Pierce was trying to keep an eye on the X-Files, and in the middle of trying to do whatever was happening, she made a swift move toward the television. I almost even hate to say this, ripped her boyfriend's penis. Blood started going absolutely everywhere. So we have a penis break situation.
Oh my gosh.
911 was called. He was taken to the emergency room. The doctor tried to keep it light, making jokes about the movie Teeth, which is about a woman who has teeth in her vagina, and said, you are not going to have sex until this completely heals, but just so you know, now that it's happened once, it can happen again. The break.
Ooh.
Now imagine being inhibited with that hanging over you for the rest of your life.
Because people said you got to be careful. Certain positions, reverse cowgirl, stuff like that. That if you bend the wrong way. If you bend the wrong way, you can, really, injure your penis.
Oh, yeah.
I don't have that part, but logic says that anything that is attached or something like can be detached somehow or bruised or torn.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Be nice to your partner's penis.
I'm just saying.
Mm-hmm. No abrupt shifts. That would be bad.
No. Beer. You can either look at it as a miracle cure because the hops can promote increased estrogen production, which is good for women in menopause. But
More
guys,
beer for me!
There you go.
I love beer.
You can get man boobs. Okay? So that's that. And
more
you
beer.
can read the
I
full
heart
article.
beer.
Huh?
It's my German half.
Oh, there you go.
I really.
Do you like the real hoppy stuff?
Sometimes I have to be more in the winter,
Okay.
stuff like that. It's not something I want to suck down in the summer and stuff like that, but not too bitter. And I noticed that a lot of it's really been popular for about 5-10 years now to see how bitter you can make a beer. I don't. No, I like some of it, but honestly some of the beers that are a little fruit flavored. There's an orange flavored one, stuff like that. But then again, I tend to be sort of like a medium amber colored beer, a
I'm more
tiny
amber,
bit of beer. Yeah. I know if it's like 95 degrees out and you're on a friend's pontoon.
Oh yeah.
Bring me a 12-pack of Pacifico, but stuff like that. But if I'm at a pub, I'm going to look at all the colors and go, give me that one in the middle. It's tasty, and and I never figured out. I'm like, is there something wrong with me that I don't like beer or this or that? And then I realized that I don't like light beers, and I'm like, it's the German DNA.
Yeah.
Like, have some beer.
Yeah.
It's just tasty.
Point taken. Let's see if anybody's surprised by this. 7 of the strangest sex fetishes you need to know.
Okay, let's see.
Why? So we don't accidentally engage in. I don't know why.
Is one of them fire? Because I learned something.
I'm telling you right now.
I learned something new. I mean, it makes sense, but I have to admit, it is rare that I learn something new, and I'm like, that's fun. I like that.
Oh
yeah.
Nismalagnia.
Okay.
Nismalagnia.
I don't think we've run across this one before.
Nope.
But okay.
Tickling. People with this fetish tend to love being tickled during sex.
No.
I've heard of that. I've actually seen it already.
Has anybody said I'm a nismalagnatist?
No.
They may not know the actual word for it. I am a ticklish person. It is not a good thing. I can put up with it, but I was like, it's too distracting. That's the point, for me. It's like
Well, and when I get a pedicure, there's a certain spot on my feet where it's like,
every time. I'm like, and I just giggle, and I go to the same place,
Well, it's like, I'm very ticklish, too. It's like, I'm more apt to pee myself than...
This is not, that part of my brain is, it's not an erotic thing.
No.
It is a distracting thing.
For me, very much a distraction.
Yeah.
Yeah. Balloon fetish? We've talked about this, I think. This is being turned on by blowing up and popping balloons.
We're talking about clowns.
We can't hear the head shake on the recording.
There's just there's probably something out there for everyone, but I am fairly open-minded on that. But some things like balloons, no matter where I dig in my brain, I can't figure out.
The only thing I can picture is a clown.
Yeah.
And I'm afraid of clowns. I do not like clowns.
I know, because there is a phobia for when a face is disguised, and that I think is what feeds into people's fear of clowns. It's not the clown; it's the disguise. It's
it's absolutely the clown. How is that shit not creepy? Like,
I know plenty of performers that are actual clowns and work for Ringling Baileys and stuff like that. But like I said, but I know the people and stuff like that, and I feel it's really bad that clowns have gotten a bad rap. But then you do stuff like the Joker and other folks and it doesn't help that crap.
No.
But it has a lot to do with the fact that having your face disguised is what freaks people out. But and who disguises their face the most? Clowns.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. And so it's been conflated. And I feel bad for the folks that are really good at that job.
Right.
Because they've got all this crap on the side,
Exactly.
It's like the folks that run the really bad businesses, and then I end up getting lumped into them. It's annoying.
No.
Mm-hmm. But I've never said anything bad against clowns in my life. My daughter just freaks out to no end. She can't stand them. It's never been anything I've ever said. But she does. But I also notice she doesn't like when, like someone's got her hood on or this or that. It just freaks her out. Mm-hmm.
Formicophilia.
Formicophilia. You don't like silicone baking pans?
Okay, nice try.
I'm thinking of forms, you know what I mean? Like, or the little things that make the novelty ice cubes. I don't know. Definitely making shit up. That's what I do.
These people get turned on by insects crawling on their skin or bugs.
No.
No.
I mean, lots of people eat bugs in the world, and I've had, and I could eat like things that are made with bug meal flour. I don't want to see the bug or like that, but if you grind it up and throw it in something, I've eaten that. No. I don't care. Or granola bar that has the bug meal in it, fine. I just don't want to see the cricket.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, I've been socialized enough. I grew up here. It's not going to be something that I'm going to... I mean, and I've eaten like cow brain taco and all that sort of stuff. But the bug doesn't... No, it's got to be ground up in a meal. It's like beefy scrambled eggs. It's actually pretty tasty.
God.
Well, it was market price, and then we found out market price was 50 cents.
There is no price.
Yeah,
no.
Well, we see that. We see
no.
Ray Taco market price, and so me and my friend Derek, we're looking at this eons, and we're all like, "Well, what the hell's market price? So like 50 cents." We're like, "Well, bring us a couple."
Oh.
That was good. I mean, I'm not saying that I'm racing to get cow brain taco, but I tried one back. You know?
As long as you tried it.
Yeah. But I eat the
As long
little.
as you're not addicted to
No,
it.
yeah. I eat the sweetbreads, and I eat all the other in it, except tripe. Yeah, I can't do that. No. I bet there's I bet there's a thing where people get turned on by tripe. That's never be me. Yeah, I'll have to look at it. I'll have to do Google.
Do you know?
I'm not sure
do you
I
know
wanna Google
what?
search that,
The only thing that I know that is highly popular that is made with tripe. Do you know what it is?
Pozole or
Menudo.
Menudo, yeah. Okay.
Which the name of the Hispanic boy band.
Yeah.
And it's like tripe. Really? Okay. Anyway, moving on.
Okay.
Hybristophilia. This one is pretty common, actually. Someone who is turned on by prisoners or people in jail, which is the underlying explanation for all these doorknobs that marry people that are never going to come out of prison.
Someone who likes the bad boy or the bad girl, whatever.
Yeah, but you never have a relationship with them.
Maybe that's the good thing.
Yeah, well,
you can at least say you're married.
Oh, wow. Wow, that could cover a whole host of things. Yeah, I'm married. Shut the fuck up. Moving on. Next question.
Sorry, honey, I got pregnant.
That was mean. That was mean of me. We'll have issues. I shouldn't make fun of
You guys are going to guess what this one is.
Okay.
Nasolingus.
Well.
Nasolingus. Colleen, come on.
It's gotta be licking noses?
Yes. Yes.
No.
Licking or sucking someone's nose. Even consuming whatever is in the nose. This has been an episode of Calibrain's Fire, and now we're talking about boogers, and everybody's upset. Okay, if everybody, again,
We're going to have to talk for a moment.
If there was ever a time where I wish there was a camera, I mean, this trumps any other time I've said I've wanted a camera.
Okay.
Climacophilia. Climacophilia.
Someone who likes the highest places?
Or someone who likes to watch Al Gore movies.
Oh my God. That's fantastic. But no.
Oh, okay.
No, God. Just genius guess, but no. And Harry, yours was actually kind of close. People with this fetish are turned on by falling downstairs. What? Really?
So they watch that old movie where the one sister throws the other sister down the stairs? I'm blanking on the name. It wasn't Whatever Happened to Baby Jane. I don't know. But
after you push them down the steps, you go, fuck them, or what?
Or do they want to fall down the stairs?
People, here's what it says.
Okay.
Verbatim. People with this fetish are turned on by falling downstairs.
Okay. Must be them falling downstairs.
Themselves.
So in other words, they really like pratfalls?
Oh, God, that's a clown reference. Ah! Oh, God. Okay. This one's disturbing. Hematolagnia.
Oh, that's got to be blood.
It is. And it's blood play during sex, like smearing real blood all over bodies or biting someone so hard they bleed. Thank you, but I will pass.
See, once again, if I was the dungeon master...
Yeah. I've seen blood play, and it's just not for me.
Yeah,
it's just...
It seems like it would go... Remember we talked about the guy that wanted to be roasted?
Yes.
There are just certain things that I think it might be too dangerous.
Yeah, that's not...
Dangerous. My idea of a line not to cross and other people's lines not to cross is, very different. But that... that goes over that. Mm-hmm.
Okay, really interesting letter to the New York Times. Mm-hmm. And it was written by a woman named Diane Tider Johansson in Jersey City. And she basically said, don't call it non-consensual sex.
Oh, she just said rape is rape. Stop making it
pretty much. Mm-hmm. And she's like, words matter. And she's talking about this term, and she I mean, it's a smart letter. People should read it, whether or not you agree with it. It's still smart letter. Okay. And she says, this is the language of the accused, used to hijack the conversation and sugarcoat allegations of sexual assault. Mm-hmm. Pretty interesting the way she makes her case. She quotes a lot of people. She cites a couple examples, sexual and not. But she thinks that consensual sex is something that we should stop saying. And here's the only thing that I would say to that. Not that I don't disagree with her in the spirit of it, but in the letter of it. If you are a reporter, which I was for many years, when something is being discussed before there is an actual proven guilty / conviction, you have to use those terms. Now, I think she's talking about conversations in the broader parlance, where when people are probably, like you see this person that's habitually involved in accusations of this, then they're like, hey, maybe he's kind of, inappropriate or an assaulter. But it's an interesting conversation. But for news people, they have to be careful. Yeah, they can, that can be changed. You're going through the, language evolves, and I think this is evolving. The past 3 weeks have shown that. Was going through there about what folks are saying. I mean, it is really sort of fascinating when you're talking about words and actions and things that were going on with everyone talking about all the assaults. Is that like one person, accuses Kevin Spacey, and everyone believes that guy immediately, and like dozens and dozens of women, accuse all of these men, and it's like, well, maybe, I don't know. How do we know they're telling the truth? Mm-hmm. I mean, look, the misogyny there was fascinating. Mm-hmm. Everybody believed Terry Crew immediately. And yet there are, the timeline of people that have accused Weinstein and the president and Bill Cosby and everyone else, they're like, oh, I don't, maybe they're lying. Yeah. You can't. I know, that's an interesting point, mm-hmm. Colleen, yeah. Yeah. And so I think a lot of it might have to do with language, and then perception too, because you don't expect, everyone knows how horrible you treat women when they say this. Why would a guy jump in there? But to give them immediate credence and not the women. And not to justify any of it or to excuse it, but I do think that there is an interesting potential explanation, not an excuse by any stretch. But for the longest time, the only accusers regarding sexual assault were women against men, because all these other people were, and when I say closeted, I don't mean that they were gay or anything else. It's just they were more afraid of the stigma of speaking up against what happened to them, straight, gay, whatever they may have been. Right. So that's the only accuser profile that we ever had. So we developed our deep, thick patterns around it. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Now the fact that this is coming out. And I think society realizes how hard it is for people to say, yeah, I was, sexually, and I don't know anything about Kevin Spacey's accuser, but other than he was young and, whatever. But people give that instant credibility because I think society realized that must have been really hard, where we're so used to women accusing men. I don't know. Right. It's not okay. It's just all all right. You've got a daughter that's going to take some senior pictures pretty soon. Yep. Mm-hmm. So over in Wisconsin, and there's been a lot of controversy, a lot of these, some that slip through, some that get rejected, and fighting over why it's being rejected, and are there political reasons, this, that, and the other thing. This is a case in Verona, Wisconsin, where the father was the photographer, shot all the pictures, and her first choice got rejected by her school because there were, they deemed it inappropriate, and they were saying that she had a slightly exposed bralette. Like there was maybe some lace or something that might have looked cute under, coming through the shirt. Like that's how you were. So they rejected it. So she said, okay, wait, there's all these guys on the swim team in their racing suits with their junk, covered by a thin stretch of fabric. And how is that not as racy as a piece of my bra? And then her father said, I would never have let that picture out if I thought it was inappropriate. Thoughts? No, honestly, how much you want to bet that, the volleyball team wears shorty shorts. Oh, yeah. With their butt cheeks hanging out beneath them. You're not telling me that shots of whatever theater production they didn't have a crap ton of cleavage or something?
they just some. It's just insane what they will say is inappropriate.
That's all it really was.
Yeah,
that's all I see it as.
Yeah. Okay, and finally, marijuana use linked to more sex.
Yeah.
20% more sex.
20% more sex.
Between users versus those who abstain. And all I'm going to say is what I thought was really funny, and I've been dealing with this in the other work that I do. The statisticians who do surveys and word questions and then parse results and extrapolate things sometimes have a really weird way of phrasing things, and then, you know what I mean? And it's almost like not common language, and they almost sometimes miss the point because they're so busy being scientists that whatever. So they're talking about you got to read it, but they're like, well, these people had more sex than those who denied using it. And I'm sitting here laughing because I would say that no, I don't use. And it's not because I deny. It's almost like there's an assumption that everybody's using. These people just denied it in the thing. I don't like it. Like, I really don't. And it's not a judgment thing. I don't like the smell. I had a really bad experience at the one time I tried it. It's not for me. But, you deny. But you got to read the story. But, I mean, it's kind of interesting, and you can draw your own conclusions as to what why you think that this may be. But
yeah, so. I don't have any close friends that live in Colorado anymore, but I'll have to ask. I do have folks that live out in Oregon now.
Okay,
they're friends, so I'll have to see.
You're more busy now.
If they're having if they're having 20% more sex.
Just curious. Well, as always, Peri LaPeri, it's so good to have you here. It's been a long time, and you're welcome back when you choose to come meet us at the Fantasy Gift headquarters. Colleen, anything this week?
We remember when I said we were really close to the website?
Yeah.
The person who was developing it ended up very ill in the hospital, so we're a little behind. But there might be a few things that aren't quite functioning on it when we get it going. We may not be able to have the in-store pickup yet, and a few things. But once again we're pretty close, and you can call or email customer service. You can go on the website. You can see the phone number to call if you want to place an order. Email at customerservice@fantasygifts.com, and we can get the order out. It's just that the checkout thing we're still working on.
Okay, redbubble.com.
Redbubble.com.
I want to see GNS sweatshirts, hoodies, and t-shirts all over the Twin Cities by this time next year.
Okay.
Have a good week.